Welcome back to the Soul Lounge. The Lady DJ here in the VIP room with one of the most incredible voices that you may or may not have ever heard. She is a Grammy-nominated vocalist. Stevie Wonder called her incredible. Essence Magazine, one to watch. And Billboard Magazine, the next big thing. Wayna is inside the VIP lounge. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you, Shawna.
Good.
How are you?
I'm wonderful. It's such a pleasure to have you.
Oh, it's so great to be here.
I know we kind of had to hurry up and get you in because you've got a really big development. We're going to talk, right? We're going to talk about that a little later. But you're glowing. I know that's so cliche, but you're beautiful and you're glowing.
Thank you. Thank you.
How are
My
you
feet
feeling?
are glowing too.
Are they glowing?
They're expanding.
No, I absolutely understand. I've been there. So also congratulations on the most recent project, the Expats.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm so excited to share it with the world. It's been a labor of love for the past 2 years. So it feels so good that the first baby came out. Now this baby's coming.
Yeah. And we're going to talk about the first baby because the first baby earned you a Grammy nomination.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But this baby looks a little different or sounds a little different from the first one. It took you a couple of years, but why don't you kind of give us a sense of what this project is about? Because I know it's very personal for you.
Yeah, it's definitely more personal because it's more authentic. It's more a reflection of all of who I am. And that was really my goal when I started. I knew that in order to be great, I needed to be two things. I needed to be honest and I needed to be unique. And for me, being unique and honest meant incorporating all the parts of myself that I hadn't yet incorporated in my music. And I really asked myself a very difficult question. I said, what is the story that only you can tell? Because this is a hard business. I mean, it takes a lot to sort of make it. And, and if I'm asking the universe to bless me and give me a platform, it better be worth something. It better be meaningful. So why do I deserve that platform? There must be something about my story that people need to hear. And if I'm not telling the whole story, then what's the point? So really, I just dug into everything. I dug into my childhood, my cultural background, the influences that I had growing up in a suburban community, all of those things. I put it in the music and I said, let's just be completely transparent and open. And if I'm meant to have an audience, a large audience, a platform, then I'll have it.
So let's talk about your background a little bit because it's very interesting. You were born in Ethiopia.
Right.
And then at what point did you move here to the States?
I came when I was a toddler, when I was 3. And we moved to the suburbs of D.C. in Bethesda, Maryland. And I grew up in Rockville and just always was surrounded by Ethiopian music and like alternative music like The Police and Sade and U2, those were my favorite bands growing up. And then when I went off to school, I went to school at University of North Carolina and I got exposed to gospel music really for the first time. And I could not believe the power and the passion and the honesty in the music. And it just swept me off my feet, really. And the way these musicians would play from the heart and spontaneously, and some of them had never been trained. And it was just this brilliant, amazing sounds. And it just made me discover a whole nother side of music, the spiritual side of music, how music can just move people, change people, evoke things in people. So I wanted to harness that. I wanted to feel that. I wanted to be part of that, a vessel of that. And then I started studying, like the gospel singers that we were learning at that time, the Clark sisters, Donnie McClurkin, Kirk Franklin, all the modern folks, and then Mahalia, all the old time folks. And then when I really got into soul music, I found sort of the blending of the storytelling, the modern day storytelling, fused with the emotion and the passion of the gospel music. So it was Donny Hathaway, Minnie Riperton, Stevie Wonder, of course. Those were the artists that just compelled me. And for a few years, that's where I was completely wrapped up in. I just wanted to understand that genre and be one of those artists. And then later, as I matured, I realized there were other parts of that dynamic that I wanted to include. The folk music that I love, Bob Dylan, Joni Mitchell, because I was an English major. I studied writing, and I was really into telling like stories, and I wanted the music to be really content driven, message driven, and conscious music. So I wanted to incorporate those things that I was exploring as just a young intellectual also into the music. So and then later, when I really came to terms with my Ethiopianness and really kind of reintegrated that into my psyche, and then my husband is West Indian, so a whole nother part of the world became opened up to me, and a lot of my friends from school are from other parts of Africa. So I just started to understand myself as a global citizen, and all of these things just influenced me, and what I felt on with this project was that I needed to give each of them a place, a voice, a representation, and that would be a more authentic representation of who I am.
And I like the way that you've been able to meld them together, because as you were talking, and I'm hearing you going through your own experiences, the traditional Ethiopian music into the gospel, into the soul. In American music, everything is so fragmented.
Yeah.
And you just you don't hear gospel mixed with folk, even though it kind of all just sort of grows from the same roots.
It's completely from the same root. And I saw it really when I went to Ethiopia. For the first time, I went to this festival in the rural area called the Festival of 1,000 Lights. It's in this area called Arba Minch. And there were all these indigenous bands, I guess you could call them, but they were just villagers who would make music to just occupy their day. And they had their own instruments, their own dialects, their own costumes. And when I saw them perform, the complexity of what they were doing, the sophistication of it, I just imagined if they took that hand-woven instrument and replaced it with a clarinet or a saxophone, it would sound like Coltrane. It had the same sort of sophistication and the different rhythms, and it sounded like jazz. And it was just amazing to me that that I had to go all the way to Ethiopia and see how the music that I was studying was really rooted in who I am already. I wasn't an outsider doing that music, and by the same token, any non-American who listens to world music is not an outsider. I mean, the root of all music is African, and there are so many connections. There's so many connections that make us all similar and understanding of each other if we really just open our ears.
And that's such an interesting understanding that you have of it, and that you were so immersed in it, because out of college, do I understand this correctly, you didn't go right into music. You actually were working for the White House?
Yeah. I studied English and speech communication. And, coming from an Ethiopian background, there's not really a lot of emphasis on art. People want you to just get like a regular job. So I felt compelled to become a professional. And I just happened to take a speech writing class my final semester. And we went to go meet the president's speech writers. And the person speaking to us was a man named Terry Edmonds, who's the first African-American to ever serve as a presidential speechwriter. And he just blew me away. And I thought, you know what, I could do this. This is something that I could do that wouldn't completely bore me to death. So I did it. I really enjoyed it. It was really challenging. It was really inspiring. I loved the brilliant people I was working around, but it wasn't the true fulfillment of what I had inside. It was like just a suit I was wearing, and I could do it, but it wasn't the best of what I had to give the world. And so I found myself sneaking out on my lunch breaks to go see Angie Stone when she was doing a listening session at Kent Mill, or Marcus Johnson or Indiari. And then I would do my, cover gigs in Georgetown every Friday night. And it was just not, I just got to a point where I really felt like I was like two people in one. So I just said, you know what, I have to just really step out on a limb and follow my passion. And what I found was that my fear about doing an unconventional job or not being respected as a, writer or a, whatever sophisticated, thing my family was proud of me for having become, was completely unfounded, because most of the people around me, in fact, all of the people around me, seemed to have their own private dreams and aspirations that they had put to the back burner to do the conventional thing or the respectable thing or the responsible thing. And when they saw me doing what I did, they were so encouraged and inspired, and they almost lived vicariously through me. And some of my close friends even quit jobs and started other careers. I had a friend who was a lawyer who quit her job and started, becoming a PR person, which was always her dream, or launching her magazine. And this was, this is the truth of our lives. I mean, we're given, and this is one of the perspectives I feel like I'm blessed to have as an immigrant, because I saw how hard my mom had it, and growing up, I always, realized that it's not, what is the point of her suffering? I mean, the point of her suffering is that I have a stable and fulfilled life. It's both. It's not just having a good car and a nice house and why. I mean, it's all of it. It's abundance. And if you can believe in that, then you can have it all. I really do believe that. And I think that's why I've stuck with it, even though it's been quite an arduous journey. It's been so rewarding because it's what I'm supposed to do. And every day I'm willing to do all the hard stuff that goes along with doing it, because the high that I get from sharing these stories, these songs, or those moments on stage when you just feel like you're just buzzing because it's what you're supposed to be doing, that's worth everything. And I just think, the more we allow into our lives, the more will come. So I'm believing that this year will be even bigger and better.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad you shared that, because I know that there are people right now thinking the same thing. This is not what I'm supposed to be doing. I have a bigger dream, and it takes someone to just say, have the courage to do it. It's scary.
Yes,
it's hard.
It is.
But you've got to have the courage to do it. That's awesome. And I imagine that those experiences also work their way into your work, because you write your songs.
I do.
So talk to me about that process, specifically the vulnerability that is necessary to be a songwriter. I'm always amazed at how songwriters can be so naked or vulnerable to the world,
Well, it's cathartic. I mean, you hear that 100 times over, that it's healing, but it is really, and it's best when you're not really thinking about it on any level. I mean, I think one of the most personal songs I ever wrote is on my first album, Moments of Clarity. It's called Mama's Sacrifice, and it's about my mom's story of just raising me as a single parent. And when I first started writing it, I didn't even know it was about her. The lyrics were, she was beautiful, but no less practical than any other woman wanting love and stability. When she chose her mate, she kept in mind what it would take to care for her and provide for the family. He was tall, dark, and handsome. There's the story, like, I just saw it as another woman. And then by the time I got to the hook, I realized, oh, this is my mom, And it's really nice when you can take yourself out of it, and then you feel like, the spirit moving through you and giving you a gift as much as, the listener. And I think that's when it's the best, when you can remove your ego out of it, because then really, all of us are just vessels. I mean, we're just allowing something bigger and better to come through us. And the more we're able to do that, the better it is. So, when it's a surprise to even you, that's when it's so sweet.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I would love to hear some of that. Thank you for sharing those lyrics, but I'd love to put the guitar together with some of the lyrics that you've written, and just to hear a song. So would you be kind enough to perform for us?
I'd be happy to.
So what are you going to do for us first?
We're going to do I Don't Want to Wait, which is the first single from the new album, The Expats.
Awesome. Thank you.
Gaze in the water, I never went under.
even make a way.
So I even make a way
to live while procrastinate.
be delayed.
So I even make a way. I don't wanna wait no more. Wait for the summer. Don't wanna wonder. I won't be too late. Oh no, late for the thunder. I don't wanna wonder. No, I don't wanna wait no more. Wait for the summer. I don't wanna wonder. I won't be too late. Oh no, late for the thunder. I don't wanna wonder. I don't wanna wait no more. 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 I don't wanna wait till day. I don't wanna wait till day. I don't wanna wait till day. Whatever you're waiting for, I don't wanna wait till day. I don't wanna wait no more. I don't wanna wait no more. No, I don't wanna wait no more. 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 I don't wanna wait no more.
Welcome back to the Soul Lounge. We are in the VIP room with Wayna. I'm the lady DJ. Just sang a beautiful song. Can you please introduce your
Yes,
accompanist,
please. I'm so proud to introduce Chris Rouse, who is a native of Toronto and one of the producers on the album, and played keys and produced the vocals with me on the album. And he's just a gem, and we've been performing together since the album launched, and I just have such a great time playing with him. He's an incredible talent.
He is. And I understand that you brought a number of people from all over the world together for this project.
Yes. So we started just by doing a jam session in Toronto, and we collected, and when I say we, I mean my business partner, Adisa Bialo, collected a group of musicians from the area that understood international music, and they just so happened to be from all over: India, Israel, Uganda, Jamaica, Japan. It's just a few of the countries represented. The Middle East was also represented, Eritrea, Ethiopia. So really, like, all of those different backgrounds came together. But what we found was that we all had similar tastes. We all loved Bob Marley. We all loved Radiohead. We all loved Fela, and these commonalities brought us together and enabled us to kind of seamlessly bring together these different genres.
So, like, how does that work when you're in a jam session? Do you all just get together? Everyone picks up their instruments. Somebody goes 5, 6, 7, 8.
Just boom. It's like the musical. Go. Do you want to answer that? How do you think?
After you, I think you got it.
I mean, I think it was very spontaneous, but it usually started with just somebody playing a lick that kind of caught someone's ear, and then everyone else would just feed off of it. And sometimes we would come up with several grooves. Like maybe in one session we would have like 15 or 20 grooves, but then out of that we would pick like 2 or 3 that I would take home to DC with me and write to.
Okay, so you recorded it and then you went back and put the vocals down, and then out of that came back. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's incredible. I love the influence, because you can hear those various influences in each of the singles on the Expats, which was, like you say, very different from the first project. And I'd like to go back just for a moment, because that first project was it Higher Ground? That was around the time you got nominated for because the Loving You was on Higher Ground, right?
Right.
Okay.
That's actually my sophomore sophomore album. My first album is Moments of Clarity. And then I grabbed as a sophomore.
All right. And so in 2009,
yes,
you were nominated.
Yes.
For the Grammy categories are so different.
Yeah,
so it's like
changed.
best urban alternative, I think was the category back then.
Right, yeah.
So that had to be nice.
Oh, it was incredible. It was the biggest validation that I had gotten up until then, and just gave me the steam to just keep going. It was really, really like the biggest blessing ever. And the thing about it is there were a lot of people who told me that it was completely impossible as an independent artist to get recognized. And even to this day, people assume that I was on a label and that, the label had marketed me and that I had gotten a nomination. That's not the case. The Grammys has a R&B nominating committee that's specifically designed to make sure that even lesser popular artists are recognized for quality rather than popularity. So I was fortunate to be a beneficiary of that. So, it was a huge surprise, but one I had definitely prayed for and worked for.
Well, that goes back to what you were saying earlier about when you're kind of in your purpose, you're in your place, you're doing what you're supposed to do.
Yes.
It's like the universe just kind of opens up and boom, there's a Grammy nomination.
Absolutely, because I could not have in my own strength or wisdom orchestrated the pieces that had to come together for that to happen. It was definitely outside of my control. But all of the little things that I could do help set it in motion. But at the end of the day, it was, several other pieces that came together that made it happen.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so you are glowing because you are how far along now with child?
I am 6.5, almost 7 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is your second child?
My second daughter on the way.
Oh, nice. Congratulations.
Thank you.
2 little girls.
Yes.
Oh, how sweet. Now, I have to ask you this because I remember way back when Lauryn Hill was having a baby, and she talked about like the amount of creativity, like all this creative energy that just came out of her.
Yes.
And I didn't want to get out of the bed. Now, I'm not a songwriter, so maybe that's why it didn't happen for me. But I'm just curious, have you found that to be the case?
No. And it's so funny that you said that because I was thinking that just the other day, too, while I was driving. I remember, because A Rose is Just a Rose, Aretha Franklin came on, and I remember her saying that she had so many songs she couldn't even sing them. She was just giving them to people. I'm like, golly, I didn't feel that at all. But I definitely felt just a wave of energy to work and do as much as I could before she came, because before she comes, because I know what it will be like once she's here. So that whole work-life balance is a constant. I know understand as a constant thing to figure out. So I've learned that the happier I am, the more fulfilled I am, the more whole and well-rounded I am, the better mom I am, and the better role model I am for my daughter to give herself that same freedom. So, I wrestle with balancing it all and managing to be creative, and also, being a mom is a very practical venture too. You have to really think about things you never, as an artist, you wouldn't think about. So it's definitely a juggling act, but it has fed my artistry very much in other ways. Maybe not while the baby's inside, but in so many other ways, it's inspired me to be better and more whole and more honest.
Yeah, that's important. That's important. All right, so I have a few questions that I ask everyone. So I'm going to ask you some questions.
Okay.
This is called What's in Your Ear. So I'm just kind of interested, like what's in your iPod or on your phone or however you listen to your music. So the first question I have is, what are you dancing to? So you're in the kitchen, washing dishes, the radio's up. What are you dancing around to?
Okay, so my favorite music to like work out or dance to would be Rihanna. So it's not that alternative and chic.
Okay.
I love Rihanna's music, so I work out to her all the time. She's great.
All right. What are you loving to? The romantic evenings that you and your husband enjoy. What's on?
Let's see. Lately, we've been just listening to like just jazz. Like I have an old Miles Davis record. I don't even know which one it is. I think I bootlegged it. Actually, that's why I don't have the name of it. But we like to, our lives are so hectic with a toddler. So when we have downtime, it's just like nice instrumentals that just, are speaking to you, but they're not speaking to you. So I think like jazz is our favorite. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Awesome. What lifts your spirits? Who lifts your when on those days when you're just not feeling it?
An artist.
An artist or a genre, a specific song?
Yeah. It's funny. I have to say, like when I really need a pick me up, I don't so much go to music. And the irony is that, and lately, because I've been working so much, that it's like the music makes me think, right? So, I tend to like listen to an audiobook or a speaker. So those are the things that really feed me. So I've become a recent junkie of the TED Talks app. So I just watch that like when I feel like I need a little stimulation or a little inspiration. It always gets me going when I see these dynamic, amazing people and they're sharing these really powerful ideas. And I almost always relate to all of them, even though, they're on so many different subjects. So that's been my thing lately. Like I wash the dishes to the TED Talks and I just set up the TV in our kitchen so that I can put my little Netflix on and, watch it. And it just, I don't know, it inspires me. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, you inspire me and I could literally sit here and talk to you for hours, but alas, we both have things to do. So if you don't mind, would you take us out with another song?
I would love to. This is called Send It Away. And just to preface it a little bit, it's about the idea of letting go of those things in our life that don't fit us. And sometimes as women, especially, we have a tendency when things come into our life that aren't right for us, we try to contort ourselves to, fit it or make it fit into our lives, when what we should do is just easily send it away. The same way that we would send away a letter that came to us that was addressed to the wrong person, or a meal that was brought to us by a waiter that isn't what we ordered. If we could just easily send those things away, just skip that whole process and just get to the stuff of just letting it go, how much easier and carefree would our lives be?
Indeed.
I wrote my friend a letter, said all I long to tell her. I felt just like a feather when I sent it away, send it away, send it away, send it away. You wrapped your heart in paper, a gift thought I was made for. It arrived about 5 years later, so I sent it away, send it away, send it away, send it away. Why don't we send it all the way? Why don't we send it all the way? Why don't we send it all away?
The album is called The Expats. It is available now. Wayna and Chris, thank you so much. And thank you so much for being with us on the Soul Lounge. Next time.